Hey, what's up, friend? You are you interested in lack of skill? Yeah. Or maybe some suck. I'm just a new guy for the love of game. Wait, don't go. I know it's bad. Times have changed, but not by mad. Don't you know that games are my thing? Yeah, I know it's getting real late. Come on, look at me. I even do storytelling. Also, podcasts on great game subjects. Okay, yeah, I'm not a Markiplier or a PewDiePie. But hey, that's what makes me so unique, right? Right? Hello. How's it going? It's really weird without a soundboard. I don't have my soundboard today because I'm having some technical difficulties. Yes, don't ever, don't switch your external hard drive to a different USB slot. Apparently the computer's like, oh my god, don't do it. I don't remember where anything is. So there's no soundboard today. I actually had to find all the missing files for OBS, which didn't take too long. I just had to search the directory for the files to where it's like, oh, there they are, right where they were before. Just because you switched to USB slots, it's like, huh? I pretty much had to do that for everything, even for editing and then using Sony Vegas. Anyway, hello everybody, welcome. That's what we're talking about. Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you. See, it's just, I had Anakin Skywalker soundboards and everything. I had everything set up. So I hope you guys are all doing well. It is another installment of the Niko Show. It is May 4th, 2022, and tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo or Revenge of the 5th. I think that's an actual thing. But you probably won't be seeing this until tomorrow. And, I decided to give you guys since everybody's probably watching some Star Wars stuff today or anybody who celebrates this, I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be like Boxing Day, like the day after Christmas or something. I'm gonna have you watch this afterwards and kind of just go from there. This is pretty much what I'm doing for May the 4th. I'm actually celebrating my Star Wars Day either tomorrow or Friday because I get Return of the Jedi on 4K coming in. So I have the original trilogy in all 4K and I plan on binging that. Trust me, I have them all on Blu-ray, but there's a 9-day difference, honestly, with 4K. It's great. That film ages like fine wine on this nice TV that I get to watch it on. So, to each his own. Maybe I'll play some Old Republic. But today, for me to celebrate, what we want to talk about is my top 5 favorite Star Wars games ever. I thought I'd just do a fun list, a pretty good subjective Niko list. I did have a topic to talk about, which was retro gaming versus modern gaming. Sounds like something would be pretty fun to have a special guest on to do that with, but I'm not too sure. I might just do it myself. And that was the original plan until I was like, you know what? It's May the 4th. It just so happens to work out this way, so let's talk about Star Wars. Anyway, let me know down in the comments below how you guys are celebrating May the 4th, Star Wars Day. I don't even know when this actually became an official thing. I mean, definitely not when I was a kid. At least, I think once Twitter and all those other social media places got real popular, like, let's just invent this day, and then this day, and then this day. There's a fucking celebration day for literally everything. Clipping your toenails day, short hair day, tiny muscles day, which is what I have. I celebrate that every day. So this is what we're talking about, my top 5. So like I said, let me know down in the comments below what Star Wars games that you guys like. You don't have to list 5. It doesn't matter. Just it could be your all-time favorite or whatever. There won't be any weird news articles today because I don't know how long this is going to take. I feel like I've been saying that for the past few episodes or 4 episodes. I mean, I think you guys are pretty indifferent about it, but, I like to add some type of, I don't know, a little bit of a culmination of different things in there just to make it a little bit more unique experience. But who gives a crap, right? So I hope you guys are doing well. This is the Niko Show. I'm Niko the Legend, well-mannered teenager, snowflake, rambling idiot, and Vigil. And hey, if you like what you see today, feel free to check out the links below and everywhere Niko related. I'm on Spotify for any audio listeners on there. On YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, blah, blah. I even have my own Discord, so feel free to check the links down below and check me out some more. And then, the last shameless plug is this Let's Play channel called Let's Plop that I recently started about 5 months ago. And it's a very slow and steady process because, well, as well as I do, Let's Plays are oversaturated on the internet to all hell. But I thought, hey, if you miss those good old days of your two favorite people that you find on the internet and whatever, playing your favorite games and doing silly banter and commentary, then this is the place for you. Bringing back the good old Let's Play formula with two people playing it, kind of like Gangrum's style, or how father and son used to be. That was the first time I did the Let's Play thing. Didn't pan out well on that, but hey, nowadays I just don't give a crap, and this is a place to where no matter what, I'm always playing with somebody else. It could be whoever, and this channel is the dumping ground for any Let's Play playthroughs, pretty much, or walkthroughs, however you see fit. So feel free to check out Let's Plop. I hope to get your support on that as well. Anyway, enough of that. So I hope, like I said, I hope you guys are having a good time celebrating Star Wars and all that. Like I said, how are you celebrating it? And let me know what your favorite Star Wars games are. I feel like I'm going to keep repeating that constantly. So for me, like I said, this is what I'm doing for this year. I think last year I did a Star Wars stream of different Star Wars games, I think. Or something like that. I don't know. But hey guys, I've been playing Star Wars games since I can remember. I've been watching Star Wars since I can remember. I think a lot of us were like that since the dawn of my life. We've always been watching Star Wars stuff. And Star Wars nowadays, movie-wise, it's just gone down to shit. But TV show-wise, it's a bit of a different story. That Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer just dropped, which is a 6-part series. I really hope they fucking nail it, which comes out later this month. And the shows have been doing fairly well. Like, look, I like the anime shows. I love the Clone Wars. I liked Rebels. I thought those were great. I love the Mandalorian season 1 and 2. I didn't watch Boba Fett because I really don't care about Boba Fett too much. I think he's like whatever, just spin-off character who got so much recognition for just being in at least at the most 10 minutes of in the movies, the original trilogy, at least 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know, don't care. But hey, at least he's got his own TV show. It didn't pan out that well for him across the board because let's just say Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano overshadowed him as soon as they entered the show, and I don't think the show really justified him having his own spin-off show, if that makes sense. The Mandalorian, I mean, we already have two bounty hunters. Why do we need another one? It was cool when Boba Fett was just a part of the crew. He didn't have to get his own show. But hey, that's neither here or there. Disney's just making all kinds of different shit for Star Wars these days, whether it be good or bad. But hey, at least Star Wars is more alive than ever before. Yeah, right. More like it's on resuscitation. It's barely keeping itself afloat. So the only way to save Star Wars is us, the fans, letting Disney and all these other companies that are pitching in to make games, music, movies, shows, whatever medium, tedium you want to call, we let them know that we don't want to spend our money on this garbage, okay? And hopefully it teaches them a lesson. Does it work all the time? No, it does not, unfortunately, because they have so much fuck you money. They don't care about a couple 100,000 people not being happy. They still make their money in the end. So, besides that, since we're on the topic of Star Wars games, what we're mainly going to be talking about, there are plenty of future Star Wars games that are still being created and are going to be coming out, which I'm very excited about, and I can't wait to see that. It's Jedi Fallen Order 2. I think there's another Star Wars RTS being made. I know there's a game by Quantic Dream, the David Cage, fucking Heavy Rain, and Detroit Become Human. For some reason, Star Wars needs to get a game like that. That's happening. Then there's the team that makes Division. They're working on their own like third-person role-playing loot game, which actually sounds really fucking cool, and I hope it does a well enough job, because sign me up on that, because that sounds great. And then I think there's Uncharted creator or something like that is working on a Star Wars. I think her name's Amy Hennig. or Amy something. She's working on something like that. So there's a bunch of Star Wars games. Oh, and then I can't forget, Aspyr is working on the Knights of the Republic remake. And that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, because let's just say Knights of the Republic definitely deserves a remake treatment. Knights of the Republic is a fantastic game, which, you know, let's just say spoilers ahead, we're gonna see that on the list for sure. So when we get started on this list, I just want to say there could be spoilers up ahead. If you haven't played any of these games that I list, I recommend you trying them out. And even if I don't list the favorite Star Wars game on here for me, that you'd be like, hey, I like that game, why wasn't it on your list? Because it's a subjective list. Doesn't mean it's a bad game, why I don't have it. It's just maybe I didn't resonate it as well as other people did. But spoilers, no Republic Commando on this list, even though Republic Commando is one of the more unique Star Wars games, okay? There are so many Star Wars games that have been created throughout time itself, especially during an era where there wasn't really any extra. In between pretty much Return of the Jedi and The Phantom Menace, there was really nothing until the great old Timothy Zahn decided to make books after Return of the Jedi with Heir to the Empire, which is the Thrawn trilogy books, which I can't believe I haven't fucking read yet. I need to do that because he was the guy who pretty much jump-started all the expanded universe stuff, created this huge expanded universe. I'm telling you, he did a fantastic job. And then guess what? The games started to come out around the same time. And then so on and so forth. And then the Phantom Menace. And then, you know, we get to today. And the rest is history. At least Disney thinks so. So whether you like Disney owning your Star Wars or any of these new companies that are destroying your favorite franchises, don't worry, you're not alone. I absolutely fucking hate it. There's still some people out there that can push through the thickness and the schlocky fuck you money guys, right? Good times. So, are you ready for Niko's top 5 favorite Star Wars? Yay! Blah, blah, blah. This is the part where you hear me clicking on my mechanical keyboard real loud and you can hear the sound bites. Wow! Isn't that great? Wow! Okay, so it's time, and like I said, let me know down below what your favorite Star Wars games are, and if you agree with my selection or not, because that'd be pretty great. It would be kind of cool to do a top 5 least favorite Star Wars games, or Star Wars games I never got to play and want to, but let's just keep it basic. Let's keep it simple. It's a good day to celebrate, or it just could be a good day to be disappointed because of what Disney has done to Star Wars property. Oh yeah, don't forget the toys too. The toys are a major part of the Star Wars fandom. Holy shit, and the cosplay. I went to Star Wars Celebration in 2017. I saw some Leia slave outfits, you know, from Return of the Jedi. My goodness, that was great. But there was one lady who was, let's just say it was like Jabba the Hutt in a slave outfit. So, let's get started with this. Okay, you want to know what my number 5... This goes in no particular order, honest to God. It's just whatever. Number 5 is Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Academy. What a fucking name, right? Damn it, LucasArts, Lucas Games, whatever. So, Jedi Academy. Now, this is a game... Okay, it's kind of crazy to think about it. Because Star Wars games, for some reason, work in all forms of, like, gaming genres. Racing, platforming, RPGs, first-person shooters. For some reason, somehow, Star Wars has been able to fit that bill every single time. Whether it was executed poorly or properly, it doesn't matter. The fact that it's been created and people have attempted it is astonishing. So, in this case, this is more of like a third-person platforming kind of RPG game, which is the reason why it's on my list. Because this came out after Jedi Outcast, when things started to get... Kyle Katarn started expanding his story a little bit. I love Kyle Katarn. He's one of my favorite EU characters, which is a shame that they retconned him or he doesn't exist anymore, motherfuckers. And he's been in a lot of games and in a lot of books as well. In a lot of books. And this one, he's your mentor in Jedi Academy. Okay, which is great. You are a student that's pretty much trying to become a Jedi. You're a Padawan, which is also great. It's always great to have a game like that where it goes through that journey. Whether it does it good or bad, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you're doing it. You know, you're starting as this fledgling, as like a Force-sensitive person, or not yet at least, until you figure it out that you are. So that's why I like this game. Because even though customizing your character was pretty, let's just say, kind of, I don't know, not as customized as, or, had enough functionality or things that you can do to change the way your character looks like you would get in Mass Effect or Dragon Age or any Elder Scrolls game. It doesn't matter. The fact that we had the choice to select different torsos, different heads, your lightsaber hilt, your lightsaber color. I like how I went 2 fingers when I listed like 4 or 5 things. And then last but not least, the color of your outfit. Oh, and the race. I forgot. That's a lot of things to customize. So we'll go through it again. The race, the gender, the clothing color, the type of outfit you wear, the lightsaber hilt, and your lightsaber color. And then later on down the road in the game, you decide if you want to go double-bladed lightsaber like Darth Maul or dual-bladed like, I don't know, any dual-bladers out there? I don't know, Anakin did a little bit against Count Dooku, which was cool. Oh, and in Revenge of the Sith. What am I talking about? Yeah, anyway. So, again, what I'm trying to say here, it was pretty cool. Around that time, the only other Star Wars game we really had the choice to customize in our character was Knights of the Republic, which we'll get to a bit later. That was pretty much it. So I just thought that was really cool that they had special hilts and all that stuff that you could choose from. Now, me personally, I enjoy a game of Star Wars where you get the platform and explore different planets and stuff, which you do. You go to Yavin, you explore Yavin, you meet Luke Skywalker, you meet Kyle Katarn, you train with this douchebag named Rosh Pennon, who he joins the dark side later. He's just some flustered teenager, almost like an Anakin copy, except Anakin I would rather hang out with than Rosh Pennon, trust me, just by his voice alone. But that's besides the point. And you're pretty much trying to figure out what the hell is the Sith doing on Yavin 4. Well, apparently they're trying to resurrect Marco Ragnos, who's one of the top tier Sith Lords in the past, which I thought was pretty cool because he's been dead for so long, but his spirit comes back to haunt everything. That's pretty much the gist of the story. So throughout the game, you're going on crazy different missions to, I don't know, help the people of the planet or solve mysteries or whatever, right? Whatever Star Wars or Jedi business, You don't want to sell any death sticks to Anakin. And that's pretty much what you do. And you get to pick which planet you want to go to. And then eventually you pick you pick out of so many planets, the story progresses, and then you get more planets and so on and so forth. They do a good job adding legacy levels or locations mixed in with brand new locations, which I really appreciated. So the game did a good job expanding the Star Wars EU universe and the mythos, which, like I said, it's around the time when Luke Skywalker just got his Jedi Academy, is chilling with Kyle Katarn, things are starting to go through, and then boom, Marco Ragnos is coming. So that's why I like this game, because the gameplay is a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool acrobatic type of moves you can do. The levels are all vastly different in how you play them, which was always a lot of fun. And you get to kill Jawas and droids in the game. Who doesn't love killing Jawas and droids in a Star Wars game? Which you can do it a lot, by the way, but still, it never gets old. And then, yeah, and believe it or not, like, the voice acting was great too. Now, that's the single player side of things. Now, the multiplayer side of things is where it gets even better. So the multiplayer, believe it or not, was actually a lot of fun. Of course, a lot of the times you're kind of just swinging your sword around and hopefully you just get the final blow. But there's some strategic things you can do, the way you flip or attack, and you can shoot guns at people and stuff, and which force powers. But it was a ton of fun to play with a friend on the original Xbox, split screen 2-player. I think the game was System Link, which would have been cool. And just hacking away at computers. This was around the time where playing against NPCs was still a hell of a lot of fun. Because you always have these really laughable moments that the NPCs go through, or that what they do, and it's just a ton of fun killing them. Especially like when it's Luke Skywalker on like Jedi Master Mode, and he just fucks you up. Or you just push him off of a cliff, and he's like, stuff like that is always fun. And that's the thing with this game, is that it needed to take itself seriously when it had to, but it also was very, there's a lot of heart that went behind it, which is why I like Jedi Academy so much. And it's great that they re-released it in recent times and stuff. So that's a Star Wars game I recommend you guys checking out. It's definitely got a lot of charm or a lot of heart behind it. It's just, it's a quick game. It doesn't take too long to beat. Maybe like 2 or 3 sessions if you're just playing like 2 to 3 hours, each time. It doesn't take that long, but it's just fun enough to where you just want to keep going. That's the thing. That why I liked it so much is that they just did such a good job with it. You can, and they do a really good job making you feel like a badass Jedi or dark side, whatever you decide. So that is number 5, which is Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, and hopefully whatever games I list on here, let me know also down below if you have tried these out, because I recommend all these games. Now I have to look at my top 5 list here. Oh, wrong page. It's not that page. Oh, I should probably just keep that down. Okay, you guys want to see me really pale? That's fine. Okay, so I think I put number 4. You're going to see it here in a second. Bear with me. Right, okay. So this actually goes further back because this is one of the first Star Wars games I've ever played, especially on the computer. I think it was the first Star Wars game I played on the computer. You want to know what that was? It was Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. Okay, this was the beginning of the Jedi Knight franchise, okay? Because Star Wars Dark Forces was just called Dark Forces, and that's when Kyle Katarn made his first debut. And this was pretty much around the time where everybody was doing a Doom clone. But hey, Dark Forces did a good job replicating that formula, so kudos to that. If they ever remade Dark Forces 1, it would be awesome. Or just another first-person shooter Star Wars, like Republic Commando was such a great job. And then I know later on when you get to Dark Forces 2, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy, you can play in first-person mode, but I'm talking about just full-on straight, just first-person, like Dark Forces and Republic Commando. Now, the reason why Dark Forces 2 is on this list, because even though it looks like complete crap these days, this was one of the first full-blown 3D Star Wars game, at least from my memory that I played. And this is honestly the first game where I was introduced to Kyle Katarn, and to where, even though it's probably cheesy these days, they still put the budget in hiring actors and sets and doing special effects with live-action cutscenes, which around that time was kind of a thing. Like, Star Wars X-Wing had live-action cutscenes, or Rebel or something. Some of the Star Wars games back in the day, in the 90s and maybe 2000s, had that, which I always thought was cool. It's kind of like a Red Alert, Command & Conquer had live-action cutscenes. And even though probably some of them are really cheesy, it doesn't matter. It's still fun to just watch and just enjoy the charm that went into it and the cheesiness. Dark Forces 2 had that. And Dark Forces 2 used to scare the shit out of me because here's the thing about Dark Forces 2. It was pretty much like how Dark Forces 2 pretty much turned into Jedi Academy later on, right? That was like the formula evolved. So Dark Forces 2 was like the start of it, and Jedi Academy was like the mastered form. So Dark Forces 2 was platforming, getting a lightsaber for the first time, shooting first person, going around different planets, exploring the Star Wars mythos, trying to take down Darth Jarek, who's this evil Jedi who's trying to find the Valley of the Jedi, getting the super secret power, blah, 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 okay? And you're introduced to Kyle Katarn, who's not even a Jedi in the beginning. He's getting hunted, but he's kind of like a brash pilot type of guy, rogue, kind of doing his own thing. He used to work for the Empire as a mercenary or an agent, Imperial agent, correct me if I'm wrong. And then he has his sweet hot girlfriend, I forgot her name. She drives the Ravenclaw, flies Ravenclaw. I think that's what the ship's called. Anyway, is it Jaina? I'm going to look this up in real time, so bear with me here. Okay. Kyle Katarn. Female pilot. Who was it? Oh, Jan Ors. Okay, that's who it was. That's like Kyle's bitch. I don't know if they ever get married or have kids. I think they were just best bros or something. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, he had a cool partner in crime type of deal, or just good friends. So anyway, this is the first time for me where I played a 3D Star Wars game to where full-fledged 3D worlds. The soundtrack is amazing because it's from the movies. You can't go wrong with that. And as I mentioned before, further down the line, you're getting a lightsaber, you're figuring out that you're a Jedi. Kyle Katarn's force sensitive. He meets his father, who tells him the truth. And then you have to make a choice whether you're good or light side. And they have full-fledged cutscenes of light side or dark side, so you get to decide, which I always thought was cool. And then you get force powers and all that. And the best thing about this game, I mentioned how it scared me before. There was like a feeling of like horror in it, like emptiness, or like something was stalking you or hunting you. Like, it was really weird. There was like this dark void around you. Like, I mean, because technically you are being hunted in the game, in some shape or form, rather. But I think because they did such a good job with making it seem like there's some like something ominous, was like some foreboding thing going on. You felt like in an ominous moment. And that's what was so cool about it. But it did scare me. One of the levels that scared me the most was when you go to Kyle's house, or his dad's house. For some reason, when you spawn there, it's just like, it just feels, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's quiet, it's too quiet, so it's kind of spooky that way. I mean, shit, the first planet you go on in the game is either Nar Shaddaa or Coruscant. And that gives you an idea of a massive scale and stuff, and how scary it could be being that small in such a big-ass city. I think it was Nar Shaddaa. So they did a good job with the scale, that's for sure. So overall, it was my first time playing a game like that, and it's awesome. But if you, like I said, if you look at it now, yeah, good luck. It has not aged well. There's a bunch of mods to make it look better, but the problem is, if you play it on PC, if you buy it off Steam, it's a pain in the ass because it runs off DOS functionality, which is funny. I really wish Aspire Media would actually just re-release it for modern day PCs to where they can just run it no problem. So I ran into some technical difficulties when I last tried to play it. The music wouldn't work. It would play the song once, and that was it, unfortunately. Or it would just get glitched out or something. So, the Jedi Knight franchise, you know, it expanded into Jedi Outcasts, Mysteries of the Sith, and, of course, Jedi Academy. And it was just a great time. Like, we were seeing Kyle Katarn just full-blooded turn into a Jedi, so it was pretty sweet. So, that's a game I recommend that you play, if you can, play before Jedi Academy. That way you can see like the beginning of his journey and then kind of see where Kyle ends up, because he's seriously one of the best Star Wars characters out there. And this game was just one of those games to play at the time when you had a PC. It was the first solid first person solid like Star Wars adventure that had a lot of budget behind at the time from what it looked like. It was cool. And like I said, it did such a good job to expand on the Jedi Sith mythos, you know, besides the books. Okay, now, that is number 4. You want to know what number 3 is? I want to know what number 3 is too. Hey, oh my god. Okay, I don't say this number 3 lightly, but this is seriously one of the best games I ever played. There's 2 Star Wars games on here, one of the best games I've ever played. Now this one, I don't know if this is cheating a little bit, because it takes place around, well, it's got the Republic. It's part of the title. They both have Republic title. There's Knights of the Republic 1 and 2, and then the Old Republic. I consider the Old Republic and Knights of the Republic different because one's an MMO and one's a third-person RPG. You know, and they take different times, like 300 years apart, but still the Old Republic. Anyway, the Old Republic is number 3 for me. Okay? And the Old Republic is a Star Wars game that I still play to this day, and it's been out for 10 fucking years, or over 10 years. Like, it came out December of 2011, and they just released their latest expansion back in February? I think it was February. Apparently people didn't like it too much, which is kind of a shame, but hey, at least they released something. Their last expansion before that was like 5 to 6 years or something, like big expansion. But anyway, yeah, it is the Old Republic, a BioWare made game. Yes, BioWare still, I think the Old Republic is the last good BioWare game they made, really. That's still going to this day. And I'm telling you, I know MMOs throw people off quite a bit because it's like, it's an MMO, I gotta invest time into it. I kid you not, you could casually play this game and still enjoy other games. This is, well, we have to go back to the past. So, how I figured out about this game was, well, I do a lot of internet browsing. I would go on IGN, GameSpot, or whatever internet source, and then the Old Republic started coming up. You know, it was like, this was BioWare's next big game, the biggest Star Wars game. This is probably the biggest budgeted Star Wars game of all time, and I can't believe it's still alive. There's still servers running. When the servers go down, I'm gonna be very sad because I love this game a lot. I'm just like nerdgasming all over. Sorry. So, when I first saw this game, I was like, holy shit, this is the Star Wars game where it really goes to the minute details of playing with your friends, making very customizable characters, choosing everything that you can, well, choosing your choices, making light side or dark side choices or gray side, whatever you just prefer. And you're going on this huge Star Wars journey, playing all these different classes. This was the game to me that first did that. I don't count Star Wars Galaxies because I never got a chance to play that, and that didn't last long anyway. Rest in peace. I wonder if they'll ever make a sequel to that. No, they better not. But this was that game to fill in that role. After Knights of the Republic, there in Knights of the Republic 2, there was no other Star Wars game that could fit that bill in the Republic universe or that type of, or whatever, right? That type of mythos. And then the Republic was being announced. I just remember watching IGN doing videos on it. And one of the most important things they were showing was you in a group in a dungeon. This is like me understanding what MMOs were thanks to World of Warcraft. And they were showing you on a ship with your friends and kind of giving you a taste of what you could do and what pretty much like how the gameplay is and how the dialogue works. And I know people probably don't like the dialogue wheel. They always prefer the old ways of picking decisions, like in KOTOR 1 and 2 and then Dragon Age 1, but yada yada yada. They did a good job with the dialogue wheel in this game, trust me. But the fact when they were talking to the captain, they were trying to commandeer the ship pretty much from the captain. They had a full-fledged conversation. I guess that's the phrase today, full-fledged or words. And the dialogue was happening and all that. And then all of a sudden the dialogue wheel comes up. And guess what? It's not just you picking. It's everybody's picking what to say out of the 4 people in the group. And whoever rolls the highest, that's what happens. But every decision that you can make was like, kill the captain, steal the ship. Negotiate with the captain to work together or something, or I don't know, fucking take no prisoners, whatever. It was the coolest shit. It was the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen because I have never seen a cooperative Star Wars game like that. So that's pretty much what sold me in BioWare. This is when BioWare was still making solid games, Actually, this was after the Old Republic. This Dragon Age 2 came out, and then Mass Effect 3 not too long afterwards. But hey, you know what? I played the shit out of those games too. So you could say the Old Republic was the last good BioWare game for a long time. Well, I mean, I really enjoyed Dragon Age Inquisition, even though it was too big. Not enough stuff going on. It's semi-open world, believe it or not. Not enough stuff going on in semi-open world, but I still enjoyed the hell out of it. So Star Wars The Old Republic game was everything, like the next level for me. To playing with friends, creating your own character, you get... All the stories for the characters are fantastic. The voice acting is fantastic. And the problem was, for a lot of people, is that I was seen as just a BioWare game first, with the stories, creating characters, and then leveling up and all that. A lot of people, when they play MMOs, they want to play it for what? The loot in the end game. And unfortunately, many people, a lot of hardcore players left the game right away because BioWare, they never done something like this. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing for the hardcore players. It was a casual MMO game, which doesn't sit well for others for some reason. Like, I gotta have it all. I gotta have it all. But eventually, they did decide how to balance both, and now there's, the hardcore players of whoever's still playing, and then you got the casuals. So you can still enjoy both. I don't know how hardcore the PvP is because I never really play PvP in MMOs because it's too sweaty and it's so hard to balance that out, honestly, But I always play it just because it was a BioWare game and it's Star Wars. They did such a good job with Knights of the Republic, and then Obsidian did a great job with KOTOR 2. I bought this game on blind faith alone, like with blind optimism. I knew I was going to have a great time with this game. And as soon as I got it, I had a fucking blast. This was around the time where I was going to community college, but this was winter break time. So before that, this is when I lost my job, or I was looking for a job at the time. I was on unemployment, thanks Obama. And then I had a winter break. So I literally, besides going to the gym, I was literally playing this game just all day long. Seriously. All day long. I was obsessed with this game because it was literally the Star Wars game, I hate to say it, of my dreams at the time. And it still is. It's still top tier. So if you ever want to play a game where you play with friends, you enjoy great stories, It's great customizable characters and great settings, going all these different planets. Great. The game is so big right now. It's got awesome expansions, and let me tell you something. This is one of those games to where you can make yourself look like a complete badass by, guess what? Adaptive gear. Which what it is, if anybody knows MMO terms, is where you put mods on whatever set that you buy that's like an empty, it's like a shell pretty much, and you put in what stuff you want, like stats to increase. And it's yours. You can literally stick with the same outfit the entire game as long as it's adaptive or custom gear. That's awesome. Not many games around that time, no MMO did that I played. Not Guild Wars, not Final Fantasy 11, not World of Warcraft. Like, they killed it with the customizing your character department and all the outfits and matching and stuff like that. It was amazing. Unified colors, yeah, it was a big deal for me. So first character I made was a Jedi Knight. Of course I made a fucking Jedi Knight, of course. And then I made a Sith, and then I went and made a Commando. Anyway, it's endless. So much replay value. I'm so glad it's still going. This game, I almost picked it for number 1, but I can't. Because there's something else that's even better ahead of it that actually, which made the whole RPG of Star Wars genre just amazing. So, that is number 3. What are we at in time? Hello? Is anybody there? 40 minutes? Okay, we got plenty of time. I knew it was a good idea not to dive into the weird articles, weird news stuff. So, we got Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. We got Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight. And then we got the Star Wars The Old Republic. All the great Star Wars games, I recommend it to at least try it once, see if you like it. Like I said, there's a Star Wars game for literally every genre. I'm not kidding. It's unbelievable. Star Wars Connect, this is where I would have the soundboard for just the most heinous sounds for Star Wars Connect. Yeah, there's a Star Wars Pod Racer game, and that was a lot of fun for the N64. So, number 2. Now, actually, shit. I should have made the Old Republic number 2, but this is in no particular order. Which it almost seems like it is, but it really isn't. Star Wars Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order. Now, that's a Star Wars game that has released recently, and there's a perfectly good reason why I have it on this list. For one, it was one of the first modern Star Wars games that didn't get F'd in the A by EA's microtransaction or any butt-fucking meddling. Seriously. No microtransactions or anything. This was like one of the first full-fledged single-player Star Wars games that we've gotten in a long, long time. A long time. Because EA released Battlefront 1 and 2. They fucked up on that each game. And then they canceled Star Wars 1313 before that. So, Remedy Games, motherfucking Remedy Games of all people, made Jedi Fallen Order. And they're going to make a sequel coming out later, which I can't wait. These guys nailed it. And what's even better, besides like one thing, but that's just a nitpick, they made it a Souls-like game. They made it to, which is, I'm telling you, fucking Star Wars can work in every genre. It's unbelievable. So you follow this is like 5 years after the Revenge of the Sith, the Purge, the Jedi Purge is going on, and you're this kid at the time, named Cal Kestis, ginger Star Wars hero, Ron Weasley kid, who is pretty much just a scrapyard worker disguised as a Jedi disguised as a scrapyard worker. Because you know as well as I do that Darth Vader and the Inquisitors are all about hunting down the Jedi, making them extinct, thanks to the Emperor's order of doing that, Order 66 type deal. So, originally he comes from the Jedi Academy that was on Coruscant, or I think so. I think he was. You know, he was there during Order 66. He saw his master die, a mentor die in front of him, and so on and so forth. So, you know, he's living a life in solitude, or whatever you want to call it, under the radar, so nobody finds out that he's a Force user, because bad things happen. So pretty much, that's pretty much the gist of it. You start out on this junker planet that scraps old ships and stuff, and so pulls things apart and all that. And eventually, you're in this. Eventually, you have to save your friend on this planet who's falling down. Falling down and could die if he lands. And you save him with the Force power, and then all of a sudden, it's domino effect. Okay. They start to detect who you are. You have to get away. Your friend dies. Spoiler, like I said before. You have to get away from the Empire, and you're pretty much Well, now you want to get back at the Empire in some shape or form. You find a ragtag crew on this ship. I forgot what the ship is called. But you're pretty much going around different planets and exploring and trying to solve the mysteries and solve the inner conflict that you have with your master. And you're just learning ways of the Force to get more just stronger in the Force. And you have to go to different mentors to find different clues to piece together to pretty much know the secrets of the Jedi. I think that's how it went or something. Anyway, the Sith wants a hand on it too to eliminate all things Jedi related. So I bring this up because it's the first game that it's a Souls-like game, you know, from like a Dark Souls-like game that many other games have tried, like The Surge, Lords of the Fallen, Nioh 1 and 2, Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise. So this game also follows that suit. And for the most part, it does a great job. It looks amazing with the engine they used, that Remedy used. The graphics are amazing. The sound effects are amazing. The story is serviceable enough to where you can enjoy it. It's, like I said, it's one of the better Star Wars games. And you know what? I like the main hero. I think he's fine. You know, I didn't get annoyed by him at all. I think he's all right. I remember his name. There's a lot of characters in Star Wars mythos these days where I don't remember their name because they're not memorable. Or if they were memorable, it's not in a good way. So, yeah, Cal Kestis and his good old BD-1 or, yeah, BD-O, yeah, BD-1 little robot. They always got to have some cute droid or little cute thing like Grogu or fucking Baby Yoda. You know, they always got to have that cute shit. Which I don't mind, but it's like so apparent that it's like every show has to do that now for Star Wars or game. I'm like, I don't know. It's for the kids, even though you're hacking away at stormtroopers. So not only this is a Souls-like game, you're also kind of doing some like Uncharted stuff. You're doing platforming, you're climbing things, you're exploring every nook and cranny, you're doing like parkour stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's awesome. And eventually you can get a dual-bladed lightsaber, I think, or double-bladed. It's really great. And eventually you get to build your own lightsaber because it gets broken. You find a new one. You get to put your own crystal on it. Oh man, it's great when you do that. You learn new spells and tricks and all that. And it's just a really great Souls-like adventure game. The only thing I didn't like about it was the unblockables, which if anybody's a Souls-like player or Souls game player, you know what I mean. Unblockables pretty much in a Souls game is really annoying. It's like you shouldn't have unblockables to where a character, you have to literally, only way you can prevent them from hurting you is getting out of the way. It's not like you can stagger them or whatever when they're about to do like a power move. There's no like staggering or anything. Stun locking. So that's kind of annoying. Nioh 2 has that shit too, which is... But, yeah, you can look past that. Anyway, yeah, and the gameplay is great too. You know, I always enjoy blocking beams, blaster beams coming at me and shit. Force choking them, force lightning, or throwing them away, cutting them into pieces. I mean, who doesn't enjoy that? And like I said, the combat's a lot of fun. It's challenging, but it's fun. And then the planets you explore are great. I think they picked a good planet amount. Great locations, stuff that you can see in the expanded universe you didn't see in the movies, like the ice planet. I think it's oh my god, you go to it in the Old Republic. I think it starts with a V. Voss? Is it called Planet Voss? Whatever place the Jedis go or the Padawans go to get their lightsaber crystals. You go to that in this game. You go to Dramathir, whatever, the place where Darth Maul is from, the Zabraks, and Savage Oppresses. And that's awesome planet in itself. Like I said, it looks amazing. And I recommend it big time. If you don't want to play Elden Ring right now, you want to play a pretty decent Souls-like game, I recommend Fallen Order. And this game, the last level can be very challenging, the last boss, but it has one of the craziest surprise cameos, which you kind of expected that the game should have it, but you just don't see it coming. And when it happens, there's a lot of reaction videos to it too. You can check it out on YouTube. I don't watch reaction videos, but I've seen people talk about it on like Twitter and stuff. But it's got a great surprise cameo in the last level, and it like puts chills down your spine. It's great. It's such a good job executing it. So that is Jedi Fallen Order, and a sequel is coming out. Like I got the game pretty much when it came out back at the end of 2019 or something. I'm really excited for the second one. Remedy's gonna kill it again, and it's gonna make it even better. Great start, great fucking start. So, are you ready for number one? Number one is gonna pretty much take up the rest of this, the rest of the 11 minutes or so. Okay, so real quick, Jedi Academy, Dark Forces 2, The Old Republic, and Fallen Order. Number one. If you can't guess what I'm going to say for number one, then I'm sorry. I pity the fool. I pity the fool. Because I mentioned it a bunch of times already. I gave you some hints, like my cocaine addiction. Sorry. Florida has a lot of pollen, like always, but it's, we're pretty much in the summertime, and my God, the allergies are killing me. So, are you ready for number one? Because number one is Knights of the Republic. Whoa, we didn't see that one come. Another BioWare game. That's right, BioWare. This is when BioWare was at a golden age. Actually, BioWare was at a golden age for 10 years plus, honestly. Until the whole Mass Effect 3 ending incident, and then Mass Effect Andromeda. Ooh, and then Anthem. Ooh! Oh, God. Knights of the Old Republic 1. Now, I'd say 2, but 2 is awesome in its own right, but I played 1 first. Okay. This was seriously the RPG Star Wars game of all time, especially when it was coming out. And it still is. It's one of the best RPGs ever made, and it's one of the best Star Wars games ever made, if not the best, honestly. Maybe it hasn't aged well with its combat mechanics and its turn-basedness. Whatever. It's fine. This is the game that I didn't even know BioWare made this game. I didn't know what BioWare was until Mass Effect 1 came out, and then I look back and I'm like, holy shit, they made KOTOR. But this was seriously my first BioWare. Well, no, that's a lie. I played Baldur's Gate without knowing that was BioWare. But anyway, first Star Wars game by BioWare. This was the game that really lived up to the power fantasy of being a Jedi or a Sith. This is that game where you make some really, really fucking hard decisions. Light side, dark side, gray decisions. KOTOR 2 did a better job at blurring the lines, which I always appreciated, but it doesn't matter. It still does a great job giving you that black and white, light and dark side fantasy story of being a Jedi or a Sith. It did it perfectly. I'm not kidding. And if you look up a whatever list of the best video game twists of all time, KOTOR will be on there, probably in the top 10 every single time, because this is a game that they did such a great job. So, what is it with Knights of the Republic that made it so special for everybody who played it and for me and for the Star Wars property? Well, guess what? This was the first Star Wars game in the Old Republic franchise series. This was the game that BioWare and many other talented people like Drew Karpyshyn, the guy who did the story for Mass Effect, Jade Empire, and KOTOR, he was the guy that helped make it great. But this was that game that expanded on the mythos even more. KOTOR was pretty much was like Timothy Zahn's like Thrawn trilogy. Like you got to see past the movies. This was before the movies, 4,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, pretty much, before the movies start. And we got to see how everything was so many years ago. And that was unprecedented for a Star Wars game because everybody stuck around that era of the legacy movies, the characters and everything. All the games have been around that era. But BioWare had the balls to be like, let's fucking just leave this. They were smart to do this, which I wish Disney would do the same. To leave this all alone. We don't need to fucking, because there's so many books and games already and movies, all talking about the same shit pretty much. Let's be those guys that take the risk, take the plunge of going back all the way 4,000 years. And by golly, Miss Molly, they did a fantastic job. So good of a job that they even had stuff that they talked about that happened before the events of Knights of the Republic. Like the Force Wars, the Great Hyperspace Wars, the Mandalorian Wars. It's insane. It is insane that they had all that already written down or have some kind of skeletal structure, some foundation. It doesn't matter. They built upon that. This game fucking became a legend because of what risks they took and how much dedication and time and effort they put into this game. This game is perfect. It's near perfect. Like I said, the combat itself can be pretty clunky and off-putting for modern game players, and it was a little off-putting for some people back when it came out. But trust me, I recommend this game wholeheartedly. So, like I said, this was the game that really lived up to that power fantasy of creating your own character, creating your own Jedi or whatever, right? You're not a Jedi yet. But you get to pick 3 classes: soldier, scoundrel, and smuggler, right? Male or female and stuff like that. And then the game starts right away after you see the great title crawl. Your ship is under attack, classic A New Hope type of situation. You wake up and you're literally starting, you're on this journey, you gotta get the fuck off the ship. Who's Bashla? Who's Carthonasi? Who are these people? Who's this guy who woke me up? What am I doing here? What are these text dialogue options that I'm picking? This is cool. I get to be a dickhead, I get to be a nice person, I get to be somewhere down the middle, I can be a whore, I can do whatever for the most part, right? I'm the silent protagonist. I can put myself in the shoes of this character and how I want to play it. And I'm on this endless journey on saving the galaxy from one of the greatest antagonists in any game, and Sith Star Wars antagonist is Darth. Oh my God, I was about to say Darth Revan. No, Darth starts with an M. Why can't I remember his fucking name? It's one of the greatest of all time. I can't remember his fucking name. There's so many names that going through. Why can't I remember his name? This is so embarrassing. Oh God. I think it starts with a fucking. How do I not remember his name? Oh my God. Darth Malak. I almost lost my green screen there. I didn't even have to type it in, really. Darth Malak. Okay. Darth Malak and Darth Revan. Holy shit, awesome antagonists, or used to be Jedi's turned Sith for the greater good type shit. Save the galaxy. You had to put your morality on the line. But you don't know who Darth Revan or Darth Malak are. You don't know what you only know them from what you're told and what you've heard throughout whatever rumors or stories or what the characters are telling you. But pretty much, yeah, you're taking down Darth Malak, who's got this Starforge, who's creating this infinite empire, has all this power, they can just fuck everything up, right? The order of things in the galaxy. So you're pretty much going to different planets with your crew, which you get your own ship, by the way, called the Ebon Hawk. It's the wannabe Millennium Falcon, but they still did a great job. They didn't overstay their welcome or push too hard with that. I mean, you got to have inspiration somewhere. You got to have a solid crew. I don't know how you feel about Mission, but Jolie Bindo, take her out. That's right. Mission Veo is not as bad as Carthonasi. Carthonasi is a whiny little. Anyway, that's besides the point. You're going to each planet with your crew on your ship to find pieces of map fragments to go find the location of the Starforge. And along the way, you find some truth and revelation of who you really are. And I don't want to spoil it because it's so good on who your real identity is. And all the pieces get put together after you've been through so much shit. And you're like, oh my God. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You know what twist I'm talking about. Because this was the twist of all twists in video games at the time. And still is for me at the time. They nailed it so perfectly, I couldn't even believe that I didn't see it. I know I was a young kid, but sometimes they make it too obvious. My older brothers played it. They were like 5, 6 years older than me, maybe 7, 8, 9. I'm just kidding. They didn't even fucking see it coming. It's like, what? Yeah, it's amazing. So, this was a great Star Wars RPG that was turn-based action. You get to really choose how you fought. Now, I know a lot of people will say you get to just stick to 2 powers and that's all you need to use. Hey, those are the 2 powers that are working for you. Who gives a shit? But you got to pick how your character, what weapons you want to use, what guns, what battle stances you want to do, what force powers, what Jedi powers you want to use, Sith powers. It's like, this was the D&D game of Star Wars put in a third-person role-playing game, pretty much. Because it had a lot of tabletop elements, a lot of numbers being shown. Doesn't really do a good job explaining it, but hey, it worked out in the end in their favor. So Knights of the Republic is that game to where you want to play over and over and over again because it's just such a great game from start to finish. There are no signs of slowing down unless you're on Manon underneath the water in a slow-ass water suit trying to get the map fragment. Least favorite planet in the game. I recommend doing that planet first when you get the chance because that part is so slow. That was the only big drag in that game. But hey, I think it's great that you get to go to Tatooine, Korriban, the Sith homeworld, you know, going to different Sith tomes and shit. Or tombs, I'm sorry. Get to go to Manon. Get to go to the Wookiee homeworld where Chewbacca's from on Kashyyyk. You get to go to Terrace, which Darth Malak fucks up, and you get to fight the rat ghouls. Rat ghouls and underwater segments in that game are probably my least favorite thing. Because rat ghouls are motherfuckers. But they're not as bad as they are in the Old Republic, which is hard to say. Blah. Oh god, I remember when Old Republic came out, you spent so much time on Terrace if you were a Jedi Knight. Oh my fucking god, you were there for so long. Anyway, this is the ultimate Star Wars experience to play, to really enjoy what BioWare created in the past. They created so much lore and inspiration for many other game companies to follow suit on their own third-person RPG or something like that. Like BioWare nailed it on the head. So, Knights of the Republic is number one for me. So that is the top 5 favorite Star Wars games for Niko. I know I probably could have gone in better explanation, but I'm just giving you some lovey-dovey or some buttering of these games. I could sit here all day and talk about my favorite moments of all these games, blah blah blah. But you get the gist of it. So number 5, who cares about the list? So we had Jedi Academy, Dark Forces 2, The Old Republic, Jedi Fallen Order, and Knights of the Old Republic. All fantastic Star Wars games, and that's just 5 out of the many more great Star Wars games. I didn't list KOTOR 2, I didn't list Jedi, Star Wars Republic Commando, Dark Forces 1, Jedi Outcast, Empire at War for RTS lovers, Force Unleashed, and then none of the X-Wing or TIE Fighter games. I didn't list Rogue Squadron or Shadows of the Empire. Anyway, you get the idea. Or Pod Racer. There's so many. There are so many Star Wars games that release for every generation. I didn't list Star Wars Phantom Menace, Star Wars lightsaber duels, Star Wars Clone Wars, Star Wars Lego. They just released a huge Lego Skywalker Saga game, which I hope to get one day. It's awesome looking. So, folks, what did you think of Niko's top 5 Star Wars games? Were you impressed or were you disappointed? Let me know down in the comments below on how you felt about my list and what your top 5 Star Wars games would be. I'd like to know. And, hey, if there are any other Star Wars games you wish for them to bring back and they haven't, this franchise, those series have been dead in the water, let me know also. So, I've been your host, NikoTheLegend. If you like what you saw today, feel free to subscribe and check out all the links down below. I'm on Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, blah, 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 right? Pathfinders, Star Wars Day will forever live in our hearts. I just like Star Wars. I don't need a special day to enjoy Star Wars. That's the funny thing for me, is that it's everywhere for me. That's why I'm not wearing the outfit, because I don't want to make it too easy for you guys to show I'm a big fan. Wearing Berserk and Mario hat. That's all you need. Anyway, Pathfinders, take care.